morning. Let's get back on the road.
Turn left on Highway 1.
It's quite blinding, it's just coming up. Dislike it when the medium is this narrow. You got to make sure both lanes of traffic is clear.
Highway 1.
This early in the morning, it's okay. It's 6:30 here. 5:30 at home. So it'll be an hour and a half before dispatch even gets up. So it'll probably be about 2 hours before I get a dispatch, tell me where to go. This is Saskatoon, not Saskatoon, Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Swift Current, just on the west end of it. There we go. Cruise control is set. Still in the prairies. Looks like that John Deere dealership's got some fence parked in it. Fence. Class. At 225 kilometers away, so about 2 hours to Medicine Hat. There will most likely turn south on Highway 3. There's a chance I'll get a load in Calgary or something, then I'll head north from there. But I doubt it. Dealerships here, Case IH. Huh? No. Versatile. I see Massey Ferguson's in there and Challenger. And cool. Good variety. into the flatlands. Just did a lot of excuse me. Okay, I don't know where that frog came from. Excuse me. Since I did a lot of flatland, oh boy, I should go back to bed, I think. Since I did a bunch of flatland videos yesterday. I hope it's not going to be like this all day. I think I'll keep the prairie videos short on today's video and wait till we're back in the mountains to do at least half of the video at the back of the mountains. Because as beautiful as the flatlands are, they get boring pretty quick. There's some oversized loads parked there. Wonder what those are. 3 big pipes. Only 13 degrees Celsius, so quite comfortable. A little on the chilly side. By the afternoon, I'm going to be complaining about how hot it is, but right now it's nice and comfortable. But holy smokes, Saskatoon had a lot of mosquitoes last night. I had a hard time fueling up. It's under attack. If you're a trucker and ever driving through Saskatchewan, don't expect a single rest area to be open for you. Every single rest area says no trucks allowed. At least along Highway 1. That one just says closed and no trucks. They got big concrete blocks in front of it because someone busted the gate. Yeah, Saskatchewan, rest areas, not for truckers. Better stop at card locks along the way. Sometimes you just have to pull over on the side of a road. So at least on Highway 1, Saskatchewan is not trucker friendly. I realize I'm not even doing the speed limit. see a bit of a lake way out to the left, kind of hidden in that valley. So right in front of us we got two full-length trailers. On the right we have a Super Bee. So on the uphill, the Super Bee's got is lighter, so he's pulling up the uphill a little quicker. But as soon as it gets flatter, the double trailer is faster. Yeah, see, it's not either a lake or a river, but I'd say it's a lake over there. Oil wells. You'll see those all through Saskatchewan and all through, well, you'll see them from Ontario all the way through Alberta. Well, now the Super Bee's faster. I'm empty. Train. Notice there's only one engine on the front, so it's probably not a very long one. There's the second engine already. So probably not a very long one. Probably no engine at the back. This is probably one of those trains that had two engines on the front and another engine on the back going over the Rockies. Yeah, it's not a super long one, but they probably dropped off two engines once they got over the Rockies. Oh, there's one on the back. So 3 engines in total. So yeah, going over the Rockies, it had either 1 or 2 more engines on the front. We are in Alberta. I remember the very first time seeing these hills. My mind was blown. In my memory, the hills look completely different. But that was the very first time I did a road trip from Manitoba to British Columbia. Going from growing coming up in a flat area where a hill this size is a mountain. This was pretty impressive. Oh, looks like a farmer's getting some grain storage. Already in. Interesting, they leave the top lid open and the bottom open so air can flow through it. I guess that is so it equalizes the pressure. Still be higher pressure on the inside because you can't get as much air flowing through the inside, but it would reduce the air pressure on the inside. Now 8 o'clock, which means it is 7 in BC, so dispatch should be starting to work on where I'm going. Got 35 kilometers before I need to make a split, Highway 1 or Highway 3. If I do not get any information, my directions so far are to continue on Highway 3, so unless they change it in the next 34 kilometers, well, it's at 20 minutes, taking Highway 3. Medicine Hat. It's where the split happens. I kind of hope I get told to go to Calgary, because I rarely get to drive that section of highway. Usually I take Highway 3. So I'm 7 kilometers from the split here in Medicine Hat. And I just got a message. I am indeed going empty all the way to Creston. Tarp in the back is kind of got untucked. Tuck in your shirt, bud. Tuck in your shirt. Look very unprofessional. It's a bit tricky sometimes wrapping the corners. If this guy turns off on Highway 3, I don't want to be behind him, and he's going below speed limit here. Got 5 kilometers, let's pass him. Sometimes I do that if I know they're a bit slower than me. And I still have 5 kilometers. If it was 1 kilometer, you know, even 1.5 kilometers even, it's like I'm just staying behind them. takes about a kilometer to pass him. He's just going a bit slower than me. I know a lot of the world would say overtake him. I think everybody understands that. It's just different words used for the same thing. That's like when my mom and I talk. We talk to each other in different languages. I usually speak in English. She usually speaks in Plattdeutsch, also known as Low German. Sometimes other people give us some weird looks, but we're having a conversation. It's just different words explaining the same thing. Whenever I see a big native symbol like the huge teepee here in Medicine Hat, I always wonder, how are the native relations over here? Are we treating them with respect? Are we trying to whitewash the history, or are we going, yeah, the settlers came in here, they did some very, very nasty stuff. Let's talk about those things too.
Take the exit on the right to Crow's Nest Highway toward Lethbridge.
Kind of like how Canada likes to just harp on the US about slavery. Because we banned slavery a few years earlier, Canada was built on the back of slaves too. They always try to tell the story about the Underground Railroad, how we rescued all these slaves from America. Yeah, but a few years before that, we had all our own slaves up here.
Take the exit on the right to Crow's Nest Highway toward Lethbridge.
Most of the slaves, I believe, were Native Americans. But there were some African American slaves as well. Most of the biggest institutions in Canada, Ontario, Quebec, they were built on the backs of slaves.
Keep left toward Lethbridge.
And no one talks about that. Because it's uncomfortable. It's like,
Turn left
yeah.
on Kershaw Drive Southwest.
That might mean many generations later, we are still responsible to try to fix things up the best we can. Tricky intersection.
Continue on Kershaw Drive Southwest.
So you'll notice I went into the left lane there instead of the right lane. So legally, if you need the right lane, you can stay in the right lane. But in this case, the corner was well enough designed I legally did not need the right lane, so I could go into the left lane. Then I have to take the left lane and then merge right when I have a chance. If to make the corner I needed to take the right lane, just to make the corner, I can then stay in the right lane. I don't have to go back into the left lane and then merge right. Most of the time, I need both lanes. But every now and then, it works out that I can actually do a proper merge. So, we'll get to Creston around 2:30. And that's about as late as their load will load me, so I'm not going to stop for a half-hour lunch break. Alright, I'll catch up with you guys once we get out of the prairies, or maybe even after I'm loaded. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. If I see anything cool to record, I'll obviously do that. I mean, it's all cool, but quite enjoyed last week's Idaho run and then this weekend's North Dakota run. Quite enjoy this long haul stuff. This is fun. It's a lot of fun. See the mountains in the background again. Approaching Pincher Creek again. Actually, Pincher Creek, you can see it on the left-hand side down in the valley. It's quite hazy, smoky. I think we're getting smoke from the Washington forest fires. There's a bunch of forest fires in BC too, so keep an eye on that. Haven't been home for a week and a half. I don't know how the one is doing that was near us. I'll have to ask Jess how that forest fire is, if it's under control or not. Hopefully it's another short forest fire season. You're slowing down. Does that mean you're turning off? Brake lights, but no, there's a signal light. Yeah, it definitely has that grayish, smoky haze to it. like that when I left. I haven't been in the Okanagan for a while. She went straight from the Idaho run to this North Dakota run, so. Always love this part of the country. I think I record a video every single time we come through here, but still flat lands, rolling hills. But you can see the Rockies in the background. It's always windy here. If you don't like wind, I don't recommend moving here. But it's almost lunchtime, so I'm going to have to pull over and eat somewhere and then continue my way to Creston. About 3 hours away from Creston, although we're going to get there around 2:15-ish, give or take. It's a different time zone, so I think it's a different time zone. Yeah, it's a different time zone. So we're still about 4 hours away, a little less. It's cool to see the Rockies from further away because you see how huge they are. As you get closer, you get into the smaller mountains, and the small mountains block the views of the big mountains. So a lot of times as you get into the mountains, you see less mountains than when you're coming from the outskirts like this. But even here, this is a small range compared to the ones behind it. We have a block view of the mountains behind it already.
Road Highway 3 westbound. Just leave it closed at Lake. We are 12 feet wide. 12 feet.
Crow's Nest Lake. Westbound. I'm westbound. Crow's Nest Lake is. Hopefully I'm in front of them. Anyway,
We're going to have slow both vehicles on the right hand side as we go.
we are in the mountains. Crow's Nest Creek. I didn't see a wide load anywhere, so they may be right in front of me somewhere. Island Lake, so not this lake. Roads are so bumpy here. We're about to cross the border into BC. Slow vehicles on the next 8 kilometers, so I think they're in front of us. We'll see. Hopefully they're not slow. We find if they're wide and not slow. If they're wide and slow, that can be obnoxious. We're in BC. That might be Crow's Nest Lake right there.
Scales are still closed.
Scale's still closed. Scale is a little bit ahead of me, so yeah, they're definitely ahead of me. Leave it on LAD 1 like that, that way I can hear what's going on ahead of me. There's a scale, so that's how far ahead of me they are. And that might be why there's this line of traffic.
Just up ahead.
This truck looks like it's daydreaming. Caught up with the line of traffic and then started falling behind. Funny, as soon as you cross the border into BC, you start getting the curves and corners, you start getting tighter, and right away you got slow traffic. That's okay. Most of them have never taken a corner before in their life. Let them take a corner at the speed they're comfortable with. working on a bridge here. Probably stuck here for a bit. Looks like all the farmers are cutting all their grass and baling it. Wide load headed north at Sparwood, so no longer in front of us. I never saw it. Just gone. Gone, gone, gone. Not sure where the highway goes northbound. Sparwood. I'd have to look it up. We are coming into Fernie. So those mountains in front of us, you can kind of see some ski runs in there. But in the winter, it's a tourist trap for skiers. Construction here as well. Oh, bridge construction again. Oh yeah, same thing again. Sat there quite a while last time, so. Or at the last one like this. Hopefully this one will be shorter. Well, there's oncoming traffic right now, so. Was there a reduced speed limit sign somewhere? It says 50 here. I was looking at the red light too much. Green. Okay, you guys can't do that to us. 50 right here. The very next sign says 70, or I mean 60. Oh boy. So what's the speed limit? 50 or 60? I know it's supposed to be 50, but I think you could argue in court that it's posted 60. Looks like the real line is on this side. Guess we lucked out. doesn't want to do speed limit will attempt to pass. Fail. Fail. I still have not had lunch. I better go stop and do that somewhere. I like being in this lane for a light. I hate being in the left lane because I know I'm going to be slower accelerating than everybody else. The Bridge Bistro. Yep, I'm hungry. Hurry up, car. Okay, what are you doing? They're almost past me. Like merge lane's coming, so I'm gonna start signaling so they can, you know, get up to the speed limit. I'm only doing 50 to 60. Let everybody go by. Nope, they slowed right down. Just kind of match my speed. It's like, need a merge. If I told you guys I love my job, this is fun. This is a lot of fun. Love doing these long runs. Hotel there, Fernie Fox. Is that logo copied off of Firefox, the browser? Said May to September, although it's been under construction all of last year too, so May 1999, or is it 2020? When did they start? For sure 2020, might have been before that. Circle K and Esso. So apparently Circle K is all over the world. It's a huge name brand. I did not know that. Circle K is quite new to us here in Canada. I've been seeing a lot of them in BC. say speed limit 50, but there's no way I'm going through this at 50 with a Super B. There's a bike route to go through the sea can. Funny. Works. Yeah, 40 feels too fast. Definitely see it's a bit hazy. Can't see as clear here, but when we're further away, you could definitely tell. Guess I should switch to a wider angle. Mountains are getting too big. Anyway, I think I'm gonna call it a day. We're about to go through the only tunnel on Highway 3. Highway 1's got lots of tunnels between Kamloops and Yale. And then of course Rogers Pass has got a lot of snow sheds. So thanks for watching. Keep those comments coming. I know I don't respond to most of the comments, but I read all of them, give them thumbs ups. Thank you. I love reading all of them. Long ones, short ones, medium ones, they're all good. Driver of the RV had a big smile on his face. Some of you guys say it's not a real air horn. It is. It's a real air horn. Let's see if I can just barely pull it. So yeah, if I just barely pull it, it only releases a little bit of air. I just pull a valve open. So I'm pulling it right now. You can hear the just a small whistle. So it's real. My microphone though is directional microphone, so it doesn't pick up everything. So it sounds a lot wimpier on video. Anyway, you guys are awesome. I'll see you tomorrow. Going where? Who knows? Who knows? I know I'm loading in Creston and going to deliver Fruitvale tomorrow morning. Almost a guarantee I'm loading at Klesnikov. Well, where is that load going to go? I don't know. Find out tomorrow.